everything else almost.
Yes, thank you. Let me expand on it. So yeah, my contribution is about regenerative design, because you can optimize operations with AI all you want, but if you guessed, you have failed. The first Luna hotel, I'm quoting a few words out of my contribution, but you can read it later, will be grown, not built. We'll use mycelium structures, cyanobacteria producing oxygen, biomaterials that regenerate. And there's the connection to Earth. We can't afford to waste resources on the moon because extreme constraints are existing. Why are we wasting them on Earth? Right now, 96% of hotel guests don't sleep well, even in luxury hotels. They are paying 100 euros up, into the thousands a night, and can't sleep because of toxic materials, EMF pollution, bad air quality. So you can biohack your body all you want, but if you're sleeping surrounded by formaldehyde-laden MDF and electromagnetic fields, the gain is lost. That's why material awareness is so vital.
Yes, absolutely, Lise. And actually, your take, your insights was really put into work, I would say, in the fiction, because we have a science fiction, as you mentioned in the book.
Should be invisible. It should be kind of the wizard behind the curtain. It shouldn't be the concierge at the door. Your layer, number one, includes sensors monitoring air quality, circadian lighting, acoustic wellness. That's the data. But the materials themselves, the mycelium panels that clean the air, the hempcrete that regulates humidity, those are the regenerative design layers. Hotels should offer epiphanies, not just experiences, from my point of view. And which means, for us designers and architects, for designing for the mind, having biophilic materials, living walls, spaces that actually heal you, because we have the power to do it. Specification paralysis. So if a developer sits down with their architect and their team and contractor, and everyone is talking about finishes and nobody is asking a fundamental question: what is this material made of? And nobody is asking also, how does it affect the air quality? Does it support circadian rhythm? Will it biodegrade or poison a landfill, in 50 years or even beyond? Plastics are staying for thousands of years. And here's the thing: there is an option that exists. For example, let's take hempcrete as an example. It's a biocomposite made from hemp fibers and lime. When you use it in walls, it can literally reduce energy cost by up to 50% because of its incredible thermal mass and breathability. It also, which is really exciting, it also sequesters carbon, it regulates humidity naturally, and it creates zero off-gassing. But most contractors will never suggest it because they're used to conventional concrete and drywall.
Right, exactly.
It's the same with, if we take mycelium acoustic panels that absorb sound while cleaning the air, or the circadian lighting I talked about that adjusts color temperature throughout the day, or sleep cycles, our natural human cycles are triggered. And if you don't know these materials exist, you don't know how to integrate them into a hospitality context. So you default to what everyone else is using. And this is something that we like with my practice to crack.
Right. So, I mean, to me,
audit of essential. It's not just about the operations, but of the built environment itself. So when we work with hotel groups, who are renovating or building projects, we do a deep material and wellness audit. That's how we call it. What you're actually exposing your guests to. These are the questions. Where are the opportunities to shift from extractive to regenerative materials? Or where can I replace hempcrete with conventional walls and cut your energy bill in half while improving air quality. There's a complete misconception thinking that sustainability, I mean, I'm talking about authenticity and not just talking about it, but, proof, is costing more, and it's not. And, in all my talks across the globe, I always make a point and I show real life examples. So once you see what's possible and you understand that you can build, a wall that sequesters carbon and saves you 50,000 euros a year in HVAC costs, you cannot unsee it. I mean, you know it, and your guest will feel the difference, even if they can't articulate why.
Right. So it's not greenwashing here. It's really it really does work, and it's still a huge concern and will be for the future.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. So the hotels that get this right will have guests saying, "I don't know what it is. I sleep better, than anywhere else." And your chief financial officer will say, "Wow, our energy costs dropped 40%, and our repeat booking rate went up by 25%." That's when you know your materials are working, when wellness and profitability are the same strategy and go hand in hand.
Thank you, Yasmin. For that, I see the counter right now. I know that we timed this session to reach 20, so we are at 20.
I think we should go into the last point that we. Well, let me summarize, and then maybe you go into the last point about the fiction story, which I like to end.
Right. What's behind us, right? Yes.
Exactly. So I think the most important is to understand the regenerative hospitality before you finalize specifications. The right time to integrate biophilic design, material wellness, and regenerative thinking, that's the most important thing. That's when insight and knowledge matter most. Otherwise, you end up with beautiful hotels, but that nobody sleeps well in, and energy bills just jump up. And your profit margins, will be great. And the ones who do it right will be the winners. And I think in 2026, it's not about luxury anymore, it's about liability. So we need to force that into it. So now, because we are running out of time, I would like you to just expand on the science fiction story in the book, and my personal opinion. So I hope you have enjoyed this very short conversation. There's much more in the book, and I think Frederick was saying that maybe it's not available everywhere on Amazon, but you can always DM us to find out more. I'm opening now the comments, the questions. Let me see. Let me just, it's very hard to see. Okay.
Yes, there's an interesting question is to say, yes, good AI, apart from relieving workers from tedious tasks, can be also an interface interacting with the hotel's users, environment, and so forth. Yes, absolutely. And this is what we are calling agentic AI. Okay, so you have the AI that we all use every day, right? The LLMs, ChatGPT, and so forth. But there's an agentic AI, and this is why your hotel system must be an open system. Okay, this is we're getting into a little bit of tech here, but bear with me. Your hotel should have, or your system running your hotel should be, open. Okay, cloud, obviously, open to microservices, API first also. And so this will enable you to connect AI and agents to, all the system running the infrastructure.
Yes. Great. I see another question from Maria and asking about how AI and design is interacting together. And I think it's also a good question. I hope you find out from our conversation here that we have both the same vision of AI. It's a tool. It's your coworker, and agentic AI means it's your agent, it's your VA, it's more than your VA because you can get it on a very high level. It's something that you can expect, but it's never to replace you. But if you do not work with AI, and you don't learn about AI, you will be replaced by AI. That's my personal opinion. And, we know in design, there's also incredible rendering possibilities, but the creative part, at least, I think for the future, the creativity, the human touch, the human-centric design will not be replaced. So let's have the AI, all the automation, all the things we don't really like to do, and also getting the data, which I find important. Because for us as architects and designers, knowing about the data, we can be much more purposeful in our design, how a space is used. Do guests need a big desk because they're going to work in it, or are they going to just go mainly in the lobby? I mean, there's so much information we can capture in a very easy way, which we couldn't in the past. So to me, AI design technology is going hand in hand. I don't know if Fredrik, you want to add something.
Yes, no, I mean, I totally agree with that. It's a tool. It's a very powerful tool. But it's a tool. I'm old enough to have started in the hotel industry. Maybe some of you can relate to that. And the reservation were coming with a telex machine. Remember the very noisy machine. And then after that, we switched to the fax. Right. In France, we had the Minitel for a little while. That was another tool, an interesting one. And then we switched to the internet. And the internet basically swept over everything in terms of OTAs, in terms of emails, in terms of all things. But now we have an even most powerful tool, but it's still a tool. We have to use it well.
Great. I have another question from Robert. He's asking if we have the live LinkedIn will be available. It will be available on LinkedIn.